Welcome back to Vikez Vibez. This is DJ, as always, your place for Minnesota Vikings content. Yeah. All right. Played in Nashville. We got the dub. That's all that matters, I guess, right? How's everyone doing? Anyone getting any deer here in Minnesota yet? Let me know. Post the pics on the Vikez Vibez Facebook. Or inbox me them. It'd be kind of cool to see. It did start snowing here this morning in Minnesota. High of like 29 degrees today, and woke up and it was snowing. And the roads were actually kind of slick this morning a little bit going to work. So winter's here in Minnesota. Awesome. Speaking of winter, sometimes I have Jaren on here, and him and another one of my buddies, they go up north in Minnesota here, ice fishing every year, and I went with them last year for the weekend, and it's gonna be kind of like a yearly thing for us. So I'd mentioned bringing up my equipment last year, and I think this year I might, and I might do a video and then edit it. We're not going to do a live video, but I think I'll do some recording during our weekend, and then maybe post it on here. Just kind of see what we're like, away from football and stuff like that. So I don't know. It'd be kind of interesting to see what people's thoughts were on that. So might want to look out for that. In the middle of the winter here. I'll probably remind you guys about it. But anyways, getting into the Vikings Titans game. One of the unsung heroes, I think this year, one of them. There's a few of them, I believe, but one of them is Blake Cashman. I think I said it last week on last week's episode, and people don't realize how much of an impact that guy has on our defense. When he was out, you definitely saw that he was gone. You could feel it. And Cashman went to work right away in this game. Sacked Will Levis to force a punt. I mean, big part of our defense right there. Blake Cashman. Another change in the lineup was. Ed Ingram wasn't in, and Dalton Risner was in, so that was different. And I feel like Sam Darnold does this, maybe once or twice a game. I feel, he uses his legs. I say that just about every week, and every time I'm like, yeah, that it's nice to see our quarterback using his legs to get first downs and move the chains, and he did it again on a 2nd and 4, and then there were so many controversial calls in this game. It was ridiculous. But on that run, the Titans actually got called for a late hit as they pushed Donald out of bounds, and so we got an extra, what was it, 15 yards or something like that, added to that. And then ball security, gotta work on that. Donald goes to pitch it to Aaron Jones, and I don't know. I feel like Aaron Jones has caught worse pitches or passes than that. But it wasn't the perfect pitch, to be honest. I mean, I feel like Sam Darnold kind of pitched it a little behind him. So, yeah, I don't know. Either way, he fumbled it, and then the Titans got it. Yeah. Um, Pat Jones sacked Will Levis for Minnesota's second sack of the day. Titans, we stopped the Titans from getting a touchdown, which is good. They did a field goal, go up 3-0. And then the next drive, man, Sam Darnold throws to the middle of the field to Jordan Addison, and Jordan Addison is off the races. 47-yard touchdown run puts us up 7-3. Then on a 4th and goal, Jordan Addison gets just absolutely rocked, and the refs call a flag for hit to the head, which this was a really controversial call, and I don't know. It in the replay, it does look like the Titans player's helmet did go into the chest of Addison, not to the head. But I don't know. They might have thought that maybe it hit the bottom of his face mask. Like I said, it's so controversial. I mean, I'm not saying either way. I know that none of us can, do anything to impact what the refs decide. So, I just know it was controversial. I mean, the Titans coach was just furious, and I mean, rightfully so. I mean, if I was in that situation, if I was the coach, I feel like I would be the same way. I mean, but I don't know what was said or anything. I think he must have took it a little too far, because they ended up calling a flag on the Tennessee coach, which gave us even more yards on top of the late hit, or the hit to the head. Yeah. Then that leads to a Sam Darnold quarterback sneak for a touchdown. Then Parker Romo misses the extra point. We're up 13-3. We're up by 10. Punt return. Brandon Powell, another controversial call here. Tennessee got called for a late hit or horse collar or both or something like that, and 15-yard penalty. And I mean, that was pretty close to. I don't think that Titans player's hand was inside of inside of the pads. I think he grabbed his shoulders and kind of threw him down. So, there was some BS calls. I mean, they went the Vikings' way, but I'm sitting here admitting that there was a lot of BS calls, and I would Titans fans and the Titans coaches, all Titans nation should be just pissed off, rightfully so. I mean, I would be, and I wouldn't want to sit here and listen to someone say, "Oh, well, that sucks." No, that's not me. I mean, because I wouldn't want to listen to it if it was the Vikings. Like, yeah, I'm gonna admit it. Like, yeah, those were some BS calls, even though they went in my team's favor. I mean, they're BS, but I mean, there's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, it's all around BS. I don't know. And then that drive led to a 47-yard field goal, which was good. Puts us up 16-3. VanGinkel, Andrew VanGinkel, man, this guy. I think that Andrew VanGinkel should be definitely in the discussion for Defensive Player of the Year. Man, he definitely needs to be in the top of the talks of Defensive Player of the Year. Man, Andrew VanGinkel is just a monster. Woo-hoo. He sacked Will Levis for the third sack for the Vikings of the day, and then the next damn play, VanGinkel gets after him again for a second sack in a row. This guy is a monster. Forces the Titans to punt. Whew. Vikings ball, we kneel it for halftime. Halftime 16-3. Then the Vikings, we started. Darnold was sacked on third down, forced to punt. But hey, I seen the silver lining here, and I feel like, hey, at least he didn't force it and throw an interception like he did last week in Jacksonville. Thankfully, he still got the win. But I just look at it that way. At least he didn't try to force it, throw an interception, play smarter, just take the sack, which he did. It sucks to punt, but I was happy with that. Saw the silver lining in that. So, and then Jonathan Bernard joins the sack party. He sacks Will Levis to force a punt. Aaron Jones ends up fumbling the ball again, but he gets it back. So that's good. We still need to work on ball security, definitely. And then we punt, and we pin them right at the 1 yard line. Whew. But that would all be for nothing as Will Levis passes to Westbrook and Keeney for a 98-yard touchdown pass to make it a 6-point game. Vikings 16, Titans 10. Then the Vikings hit the ball. Darnold was sacked on third down, but a flight against Tennessee gives us a first down. Another controversial call. It was an illegal contact. That was iffy too. I feel like that shouldn't have been called as well. So then that drive leads to the Sam Darnold touchdown pass to Cam Akers, make it 23-10. And then a deep pass from Will Levis to Oliver to put them at the 23-yard line. Then end of the third quarter, 23-10. VanGinkel gets a tackle for loss. We keep them out of the end zone. They do get a 43-yard field goal to make it a 10-point game, 23-13. And at this point, they said that Jordan Addison is questionable to come back with cramps, which that's great. Never really heard anything past that. If I can't remember if he ended up coming back into the game or not. I don't remember. Then another QB sneak from Sam Darnold to get the first down. We end up punting it anyway. Late hit on Minnesota on the return. The guy got absolutely smoked by Chandler. Like, whew, I don't know how he got back up from that hit. Ty Chandler just came in and rocked his world out of bounds. Woo! 4th and 4 for Tennessee. Will Levis is sacked by Pat Jones again, his second sack of the day. That guy's turning into a beast too. Woo! So turnover on downs. Then the Vikings, we end up punting it again. Titans ball with 5:09 left in the game. 4th and 7 for Titans. Incomplete, turnover on downs. Then the Titans would eventually get it back again, and Harry, the Hitman, calls game. He gets the late game interception to seal the win. End of game, 23-13 Vikings. We're 8-2. Hell yeah. Some post-game thoughts of mine were we looked a lot better this week. Like I said before, I feel like Sam Darnold played a lot smarter. He didn't force it. He took sacks instead of throwing a stupid pass. Defense was looking more like the early season defense with the sacks and the pressure, and the just all around the defense looked a lot better, and and then of course the controversial calls that went in Vikings way that even I think were bad calls, and I'd be right if I were Titans fans, like I said earlier. I know how it feels to be on that side of it. So when that stuff happens, I admit it. It just I know how it feels. Vikings fans, you know how it feels. This feels like the penalty or flag karma is coming back to help us in a way, since in the past it's hurt us with BS calls, and this time it ends up helping us. So I don't know. Maybe it's karma. Who knows? Those calls, if they weren't called, I mean that it could have definitely changed the outcome of the game. We might, who knows? We might not have even won. Pat Jones and Andrew VanGinkel absolutely dominated in this game. Harrison Smith with another interception. I think, was that 30 or 35, something like that, somewhere in there for his career interceptions. And he's in a group with all Hall of Famers except for him, with so many sacks and so many interceptions in a career. I don't remember the exact numbers, but he's in that group. Every single one of them is already in the Hall of Fame. He's obviously still playing, but he's guaranteed to be in the Hall of Fame. Hands down. Addison with big catches, long touchdown pass. Akers came up big as well. With good, powerful runs, he got that touchdown. So moving forward, let's feed off this win. Let's keep it going. Up next, we got a divisional game against number 1 overall pick Taylor Williams and the Chicago Bears. This coming Sunday, we're in Chicago. Game's at noon. And don't forget, you got a ticker down there at the bottom. Do not forget, 11:30 a.m. Central Time this Sunday, November 24th. Join us for our live watch party during the game. We will be live on YouTube at Vikez Vibez. So go to the Vikez Vibez YouTube channel. Go hit subscribe. Make sure you're there at 11:30. Come join in the conversation with us. Tap in, watch a game with us and me and Jaron, and have a live conversation with us. And yeah. So before I go, I almost forgot, even though it's in the screen right next to me. As I do every Vikings win, I play the locker room speech from Kevin O'Connell. So, without further ado, here it is.
Hey, fellas, do me a favor real quick. Give it up for yourself. All right, through 10 football games, you guys are 8-2. All right, you showed up today. Gritty win. All right, responses on either side when we had to have them. All right, plays in the kicking game. Ty Chandler popping one to get some field position. All right, there were all three phases with immediate impact when we needed you. All right, that's what this football team is all about. All right, response. Next play. Does not matter what's happened, good or bad. We are just going to go play and play and play. All right, we now have hit 2 in a row on the road. Now we go hunting for some more back in our division. You guys understand? You got to start having that look and feel. All right, every single day we go to work to improve, to chase it. Because I told you last night, we got all the ingredients to be everything we've ever wanted to be in this room. All right, a special group. I love the way we fought that win out. Got some game balls. All right, this guy came back, went to work this week. All right, went to work this week. Went out and led us offensively with 20 of 31, 246 and 2 touchdowns. Had a rushing touchdown too. So proud of this guy. He just keeps grinding away, getting better, leading our offense. Sam Darnold, here you go. All right, Andrew VanGinkel, 2 sacks, 8 tackles. But very hard to believe, all right? That's now a career high. 8 sacks on the season. Give it up for Yo, another guy topped the career high today. Went after the quarterback again. All this guy does is every single day. Tough as nails. Always there when you need him. 2 sacks today, 5 tackles, 3 TFLs. Pat Jones. And when we needed somebody to make a play, there he went. Another one, tracking the ball. I know everybody was disappointed because I don't know if he had that same swaggy celebration ready to rock and roll or not. But here's what I know. When we need to play defensively, there's one guy you always know is going to be where he needs to be when he needs to be there. All right, one of the best to ever do it, Harrison Smith. All right, and I got one more. All right, speaking of being on his way to being one of the best to ever do it. All right, 6 catches, 81 yards, but most importantly, he now has the most receiving yards in NFL history through 5 seasons. Last time I checked, we still got 7 more of these things to go. Justin Jefferson. All right, here's what we got to do. You guys are in a nice little rhythm right now. All right, understanding when I do give you Mondays, all right, people are in working. People are in getting that recovery because we're getting into the grind now. All right, middle of November, pushing forward. All right, everything is out in front of us. Everything we want as a team is out in front of us. But it's right at this moment where you got to decide, what else can I do? Can I do a little bit more? You're going to get everything you got out of me and this coaching staff. And my expectation is I got the right guys in this room. I love this team. I love where we're at. Let's go hunting right back in the division next week, boys. B.O., you got them.
Foot on the gas. We got a Division I next week on the road. Everybody lock in. Let's turn it up a little bit. Woo! Vikings on 3. 1, 2, 3. Vikings.
There we go. Man, I was going to say this before. I forgot until I just watched that again. You know, when Kevin O'Connell said, you know, that this is the grind. This is, you know, I feel like our identity, this is the time of the season where we are really, truly going to figure out what kind of football team we are. I feel like this is the most important time of the season, other than the playoffs, but this is where we need to do our damn work. We need to grind. We need to fight. We need to show that our identity is not what basically everyone thinks that we are. So these, you know, from here on out, I believe, you know, I mean the whole regular season is important. Don't get me wrong. But we're going into week 12. We are 8-2. it's a very, 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 very tight race in the NFC North, as we're only one game behind Detroit, and Green Bay is only one game behind us. So it's very tight. Anything can happen, and we just need to keep our foot on the goddamn gas, and the rest of the way is they're crucial games, every single game. Because you know damn well that Detroit, they're dominant. I mean, at this point, I have to admit that they probably are the best team in the NFC right now. I mean, they're just. I mean, we couldn't get a goddamn touchdown against Jacksonville, and this last week, Detroit beat them 52-6. That's where we need. That's what we need to be working towards, is stepping stones, game after game. Focus on the game in front of us. Move on to the next one. Focus just on that, and then we go hunt for some Lions. We need to beat the Lions. I feel like if we can beat the Lions, we could win, we could potentially go to the Super Bowl. I mean, if we can take out the number one team in the NFC, I mean, just think about it. So, and like I said, another reminder, this Sunday, Vikings versus Bears, Sunday, November 24th at 11 a.m. Central Time, live on YouTube, Vikez Vibez YouTube channel. Go subscribe. Live watch party with me and Jaren during the Vikings and Bears game. Go check it out. Tap in, 11:30. Tap in and join the conversation. And that's all I got for this one. So the next time you see me, we'll be live on YouTube watching the Vikings and Bears game. So Skull Vikings and lose Lions. See you later.